Are you a Christian single who would like within perhaps the next 12 to Are you a Christian single who would like perhaps within the next 6 to 12 months to be able to start a relationship with a view of it moving and progressing towards marriage? But you're actually fed up with the dating scene. You're frustrated by the fact, if you're a woman, that there are no very good, eligible men about, and maybe even there are no men in your church at all. You're tired of attracting the losers and the abusers and the undesirables, the jerks and the jerkettes. Perhaps you're a man and you are thinking that many of the women that are in your church, in the environment that you're in, they are just bitter and perhaps, quote unquote, have a lot of baggage. Well, I'm Hilton Samuel, and I help Christian singles like yourself find the right person for you, for them. I'm Hilton Samuel, and I help Christian singles like yourself find the love that they deserve. You know, finding love isn't really rocket science. There are just three plain, simple steps. First of all, you need to avail yourself in an environment where there are prospects. I call this target-rich environment. You know, you need to show up. You need to avail yourself in these environments. And secondly, you need to interact and engage with these prospects in a way that you will assess their personalities and they will see who you are and what you have to contribute, and you will make a choice a mutual choice based on what is best for both of you. You will date, and eventually this will progress towards marriage. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, Hilton, it's not as simple as you're making it out to be, because I am perhaps over 30, over 40, over 50. But let me just say, regardless of the age category that you're in, it's not impossible to find and meet and date and marry someone. I think of Charlene. She's probably 56. She had given up hope because most of her life, many of the relationships that she has had dissolved for whatever reason, and she still desired. She still wants to. She still really would love to share herself, to share her soul, to love and be loved. We met, we spoke, I helped her, and within 6 months, I think top 7 months, someone showed up in her life. They started a wonderful relationship. And if all goes well, by this time next year, they will be married. And perhaps you're saying, you know, I'm a single parent, I'm divorced, I'm a widow. You know, no one will look on me. No, not at all. Don't say these things. I think of another lady who had 5 children, and she met this gentleman who loved her personality, loved who she was, and got married to her and adopted her 5 children. So it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You know, I have a saying that I would like to share with you, that God is not limited by the limitations you see around you. God is not limited by the limitations you see around you. As Christians, we don't look to the so-called reality. We look by faith to a God who can do more than we could ever even dream or think. I guarantee you, where you are in your life, you probably never even dreamt that you would be, but God has allowed it. God has worked miracles on your behalf. And God could similarly work miracles in your love life. I want you to imagine, you know, in months from now, that you're in a relationship, you've found someone or someone has found you, and you are able to share yourself, you are able to love and be loved. I want you to imagine, you know, having to set a date for your wedding and work towards that date. I want you to imagine the wedding. I want you to imagine perhaps going on a honeymoon and coming back and setting up a home. I want you to imagine, if it's your desire, having little children. If some of you may or may not desire that. I want you to imagine coming home not to an empty house, but a house with someone who you can perhaps prepare a meal with, sit down and have dinner with, speak and debrief about what transpired in the day. I want you to just imagine that. I want you to imagine that. And in fact, I actually want you to help you to make that a reality. I want to sit down with you and talk about perhaps some of the things that are blocking you. And all you need to do is to click the link someplace on this page, perhaps below, perhaps above, on the side, and click that button. And you will be taken towards a little short form. You just fill in that form, and then you select a date that is convenient to you, and we will get on a one-on-one call, which would be totally free to you. It would be a free consulting session, and I will help you to draft a plan, a practical and pragmatic plan that will quantum leap your love life. And you could ask me any questions. We will look at what are the things that you need to implement. We would look at what are the things that you would need to implement. We would look at practical